Good morning, dear children. I welcome you all. Hope you all are keeping well and staying healthy. Students, in today's video class, we shall learn tenses in grammar. But first of all, let us recap today's video. Students, without a further go, let's get started. Student, the term tense actually denotes the form of a verb which shows the time at which an action is and an action happened. So student, we can say that tense shows two things. Number one, the time of the action, and number two, the state expressed by the verb. So and student, verbs are often used in a way that it indicates the time when an event occurred. So these verbs that take up different forms to indicate the time of an action or an event or condition by changing its forms are called as tenses. So we can say, student, tenses can be broadly classified into three broad categories, namely present, past, and future. And students, now each of these types has four subtypes also, like simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. So student, you can consider it as a whole family tree where grandfather tense has three children, present, past, and future. And each parent student is having four sons with the same names, like simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. So students, in total they become 12 siblings, means 12 tenses. So students, we are going to learn all these 12 tenses, but in today's video lecture we will cover up the first 6 types only. So the first kind of tense, students, is simple present tense, and it is used to express general truth, habits, future timetables, and then it comes after future, after when or until. Students, it is used to indicate permanent situations. It is used for newspaper headlines. It comes with non-progressive tense also, and it is used when telling stories or for giving directions and instructions. Now, student, let us see its structure. Simple present tense. In simple present tense, what happens is there are two subjects, as we know, singular subject and plural subject. So what happens when it is a singular subject, students? It always takes first form of the verb, whether it is a singular subject or plural subject. Always first form of the verb is used. When it is when it is singular subject, students, what happens is it takes s or es with the first form of the verb and object. And when what happens, it is plural subject, students, it takes only first form of the verb and object. So this is affirmative structure of it, right? Like you can see, is the first and second sentence. First sentence is the sun rises in the east, which is a general truth. What is the subject in it? The sun, which is singular. That is why S is there in the first form of the verb. As you can see, the sun rises in the east. Whereas in the second sentence, students, I play badminton every Tuesday. I is considered plural in simple present tense, in present tense. That is why there is no s or es after the word play. So we can say that s or es is not used when the subject is plural, and s or es is used when singular subject is there in the sentence in simple present tense. Let us move forward to the next structure. Next structure is negative structure. You can see, students, subject is there, and if subject is plural beta, then do not comes or don't comes, and if subject is singular, then does not come, followed by first form of the verb and object, right? And right, like I do not go to school, he does not go to school, like this. Does not come with singular subject, do not comes with plural subject. Let us see what happens in interrogative sentence. In interrogative sentence, do or does comes in the beginning, then what happens? Subject, then what comes? First form of the verb, and then what comes? Object, and then a question mark is there. Do you play badminton daily? Does he go there? Like this only. So it's very simple, simple present tense. And moving forward to the next tense, that is present continuous tense only. What happens in present continuous tense? Student, present continuous tense is used for an action that is in progress at the time of speaking. And students, it is used for an action that is in progress and will continue in future also. And students, it may not be going on at the time of speaking also, right? So we can say that it describes something which is happening at the exact moment of speech only, right? One example is written over here, like Jim is watching television at the moment. And there are other examples also. John is working in London. So it describes an event planned in the future also, students. It describes a temporary situations also, right? And it is used to emphasize the frequency of an action also, like the child is always crying for no good reason. It is used to describe changing situations also, like her health is improving by leaps and bounds. So student, as far as its structure is concerned, subject comes in the beginning, and then subject is, if subject is followed by either is or am or are, plus first form of the verb, uh, plus ing, and plus object, isn't it? So if the subject is singular, students, like he, she, it, this, etc., or any name, it takes is. If it is a plural subject, then it takes are, like we, like they. And students, if subject is I, then it takes am, and followed by first form of the verb plus ing plus object. Examples are written over here. Right, Jim is watching television at the moment. My mother is cooking food right now. Children are playing in the park, etc. Moving forward to the next kind of tense, that is present perfect tense, students. Perfect means something complete, and students, this tense is used to express things you have done in your life or you can say this tense is used to describe recently completed actions which are important now. Recently completed actions. Right? This tense is used to express situations that started in the past and are still true. Right? It is used to express present result also. It is used to describe unfinished actions. And as far as its structure is concerned, student, subject is there, is then has oblique have, then third form of the verb which is called past participle plus object, students. So what happens is if subject is singular, student, then it takes a has followed by third form of the verb plus object. Students, if subject is what? Plural, then it takes have and third form of the verb plus object. Like they have played a cricket match, right? She has cooked the food, children have made a noise, right? Like this only in affirmative sentence. If it is a negative sentence, then this has or have, has or have is follow, it will be followed by not, has not, and then have not followed by third form of the verb. If it is an interrogative sentence, students, has or have comes in the beginning, then subject come, then not will be there, then third form of the verb which is called past participle, right, and then object, and lastly question mark is there. So student, we can say this present perfect tense is used to express an action that has been recently completed, right, recently completed. Next is to students, present perfect continuous tense. What happens in present perfect continuous tense? Students, you can see here in present perfect continuous tense, it is used to express an action which began at some time in the past, but it is still going on, it is still continue. This is, this happens in present perfect continuous, that an action started in the past but it is still continuing. It typically it is used for shorter or more temporary situations. And as far as its structure is concerned, students, what happens in a structure? Subject comes and then subject is followed by what has been or have been, then first form of the verb is there having ing with it, and then what happened? Object is there, then since or for comes, students, and then any time factor comes. Let me repeat: subject plus has or have plus been plus first form of the verb plus ing plus object plus since oblique for plus time factor, right? Sometime of action started some time ago, but it is still going on. Like rain started in the morning, but is still going on. So like it, it has been raining since morning. It started in the morning, but it is still going on. You are studying for 2 hours, so you can say like that: I have been studying for the last 2 hours. Means you started studying 2 hours ago, but you are still studying. Now here one question is there, students. Is time factor, before time factor either since is used or for is used. Now the question arises, what is the difference and what is the application of since and for? Student, since is used for point of time and for is used for a period of time. For instance, if you are studying since 2 o'clock, then since 2 o'clock, what does it indicate? Point of time. I have been studying since 2 o'clock. But if you are studying uh, for 2 hours duration, so you can say I have been studying for 2 hours. So when it is a period of time, period of 2 hours or 2 days or 2 months or 2 years or 2 decades for that matter, right? For is used when it is what point of time, students, right? Then what happens? The since is used, like since January, since 1925, since Monday, when it there is a exact time, point of time is there. Yes, moving forward to the next tense, students, it is simple past tense. What happens in simple past tense, students? In simple past tense, simple past tense is used to indicate an action that was completed in the past, right? And it is used to express completed action in the past, and it is used to describe um, a series of completed action to the past. It is used to express habits in the past, and it is used for stative verbs like have, own, be, think, right? Believe, know, dislike, need, owe, wish, right? And as far as its structure is concerned, student, what happens? Subject is there, and subject is followed by second form of the verb, and then object is there. Whatever be the subject, whether it is singular subject, students, or plural subject, it always take second form of the verb in affirmative sentence. Like he went there, right? They studied maths, right? We played cricket. So whatever be the subject, it always take what second form of the verb in affirmative sentence. But and if it is in negative sentence, what happens in negative sentence? In negative sentence, it takes students did not, right? And did not is followed by first form of the verb. Like he did not go there, she did not cook food, they did not play a match, we did not complete our work, right? So did not is there in simple past tense in negative sentence. What happens in interrogative sentence, students? Did not comes in the beginning, then subject comes, did comes in the beginning, then subject come, then not come, then first form of the verb come, then object comes. Did he go there? Did you study maths? And then it is followed by a question mark. Then student, next is past continuous tense only, or which is called past progressive tense also. Student, it is used to express a state or an action that was continuing at a certain point of time in the past. And students, it had begun before that point also, and was probably af- continue after it also. So, student, we can say it is used to express an action that was progress in the past, and it is used to describe parallel action as it is written over here. It is used to describe what someone was doing at a particular point of time in the past. It is used to express interrupted action in the past, and it is used to describe repetition and irritation also. And as far as its structure is concerned, students, what happens? Subject, then was oblique verb, then first form of the verb, and then ing plus object, students, comes. If it is singular subject, student, then it takes was. If it is plural subject, then it takes were, and followed by first form of the verb plus ing plus object. And in negative, what happens, students? Only not is added after was or were. Subject is there, was is there, or were is there, plus not, plus v1, plus ing, plus object. What happens in interrogative sentence? Was or were comes in the beginning, then subject, then first form of the verb, then ing, then object. Example you can see here. While I was washing the dishes, I heard a loud noise. I was working in the garden all day yesterday. I was driving to work when I crashed my car. He was always complaining in the class. So this was past continuous tense. So we will cover up in this video till here only.